Good evening. Oh, there's all of us. We're all going to do the news tonight.
All right.
Hello.
Surprise.
That's pretty good. That's not even the screen we're supposed to be in. Well, we had a chaotic start to the show because again, like once in a while, all the screens had to be not all the screens, all the softwares had to be reset because of all the updates. That's the only problem doing this show. It turns into a nightmare half an hour before the show starts. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Mark and Tim are with me, and Homer.
Yeah, right, Homer.
And I noticed Mark's got his Argos hat on, and I don't think they have a chance to win the Grey Cup this year.
No, I don't think so, considering they canceled the season.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's good for them. If only they did that for the Leafs.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Leafs do that to themselves. So.
I can't even believe people were getting excited about the Leafs' chances this year. It's so typical. Every year they don't even look at the team. They just figure they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like,
and with all the years, this is the year the Leafs had everything on their side. They're in Toronto. They have home ice advantage.
It's
true. They had all that going for them.
And they usually start so strong. They usually win the cup in freaking preseason.
Mm-hmm. If they went on to play Boston, Tuukka Rask has left. He's gone home, so he's not playing. So there's that they wouldn't have had to deal with. Okay, I give up. Leafs, forget it.
They are. There's something in the water down there.
Go Kraken.
Yeah. So anyways, we started the show different, so we're gonna go into the news now. So these guys are gonna go away while I do the news because I have no way of bringing the news up here with these guys here. So we'll get right back to Mark and Tim right after this. The news, ladies and gentlemen, and our first story for the night is world's first drive-in haunted house makes guests scream in Japan. Screaming out of joy or pants-wetting terror, pretty much the same thing in this case, right? Well, listen, I'll tell you something. If you want to drive in that scary, they have one in Markham. I like the screaming. You should have found. You should have got some screaming from a Bruce Lee movie. It would have been more fitting. Or is that wrong? I don't know if you can say that. Can you? Can you say that?
What? Say what?
We could have used some screaming from a Bruce Lee movie. Was Bruce Lee Japanese? Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Sure, let's go with that.
Let's go with that. He was Asian. So okay, so this story here is good. Factory malfunction sprinkles Swiss town with cocoa powder. I first read it as cocaine powder. And I was thinking that would be good. But yeah, apparently a defect in the ventilation system of the Lindt chocolate factory released cocoa powder into the town of Olten. The factory offered to clean up the mess, but no one has taken them up on the offer so far. So I think people...
Crazy.
I know. Wear a mask. The COVID coca. Is it COVID or coca? Maybe everyone's walking around with a chocolate-filled mask because they're sucking in all the chocolate. Yeah, that's this one. The next story is pretty interesting. I think Mark actually pointed this to my direction. This reminds me, I got to get my sticker for my plate.
Yes, I did read
DMV sends Tennessee woman ID with photo of empty chair, not her face. But what I found interesting about this after reading it, her name is Jade Dodd. It almost sounds like Jane Doe. And maybe that's what they thought when they heard it, and they just thought I'll play a prank on her. But yeah. First of all, do they even have cars in Tennessee? Do you need a license? Do you really need a frickin'... I mean,
they have at least one.
You need a gun license. Maybe that's what they got mixed up. They're so busy sending out gun licenses. Maybe you need a license to sit in a chair.
Sit in a chair, yeah.
Maybe this is a wheelchair license. Maybe it's an electronic wheelchair, and you need a license. Maybe they got the story all right. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, oh, this This kind of, I don't know if this goes with the story or not, but we'll go with it anyways. Poop transplant cures man's drunkenness disease. Maybe this is, guys, maybe this is what I needed for those martinis that left me feeling really, my stomach bad for a couple of weeks. So anyways, what happened is autobrewery syndrome is a rare condition involving excessive fungal growth in the gut. I think you get this from any American beer. Clinicians, that's a bit of a word. Clinicians then looked into fetal microtia transportation. In other words, poop transplant. We're going to go with poop transplant on this show. That's the layman's term for the transplant.
Oh, God.
Transplant bacteria in the feces was so they transplant the patient's small intestine with the other poop. Now, this is the interesting part. You got to get a donor. So the transplant came from the man's 22-year-old daughter, and his symptoms resolved, at least until his next recent follow-up in 33 months. You imagine that?
No, I can't imagine that.
Hey, can you get Sarah? Sarah, can you come here a minute? Listen, I need you to do me a favor.
I need a donor.
Yeah, we need you want to make sure you have the right meal too before you do that. Like,
is that like can you do that like when you give blood? Can you just go and donate your poop?
Maybe that's going to be the new thing. That could be it. Yeah. IV. Yeah. And this definitely ties in with it. Aldi shopper says Jesus appeared on potato. See, don't eat too many potatoes before you have to do the transplant. The last thing you want to be is constipated when Dad's waiting for the transplant. Sorry, Dad, I had too many potatoes. So, anyways, they saw Jesus in a potato. You can see to the side of me, now. If I hold my head right, I can't. Oh, because my screen's mirrored. But I think it looks a little like me. But at the end of the day, I thought it looked like Elvis. Maybe I look like Elvis. But you can tell that's not Jesus. But the husband apparently is skeptical. I was thinking skeptical, like back to the transplant story. Skeptical husband or skeptical husband. He agrees.
Husband.
If you're you're not skeptical if you think that's freaking Jesus on your potato.
Well,
anyways.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Oh, you should have a hunk of burning spuds. That's what it is. It looks like Jesus. It looks like Elvis to me. So there's the news, ladies and gentlemen.
Brother, holy moly!
Wow,
that's some crazy news.
They were pretty good stories. It's nice if you skip the news for a week because then you get a little bit more better quality news, and because you don't get too much wacky news. Unless you follow Trump.
Jesus potatoes to poop.
So yeah,
that's good quality news right there.
Poop transplants to Jesus to scary drive-in movies. You remember when we started way back when we were doing this and COVID was coming out? And remember the story about they had the drive-through pole dancers?
Yes.
And then I remember we had the drive-through thing at the zoo. I wonder if they still have that. They did all that work to get a freaking drive-through at the zoo, and then 3 weeks later, you can go now. They probably spent $500,000. Everyone panicked.
Yeah,
just
I know.
Chill out. We'll be able to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the zoo is back to walking on through now.
Walking on?
Yeah, walking on through and seeing nothing. Good old Toronto Zoo.
All the animals wearing masks.
Yeah, really.
That would be good. They're grabbing the masks.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, but I can't believe some of those stories make the news. Like, well, maybe I can. I guess people. We're using it. We're reading it. Oh yeah. So
that's all good.
yeah, it's all good. So this week in music.
Let's get right into it.
This week in music.
All right. This week in music. Let's see what we got today. This week in 1962. Oh boy, this poor guy. Who remembers the Beatles drummer before Ringo Starr?
Yeah, Pete Best.
The best.
Okay, before that. Oh, sorry, Pete Best. Yeah, you're right. I was reading the manager's name. Beatles manager Brian Epstein told drummer Pete Best that the other Beatles wanted him out of the band and that he was being replaced. Okay, that's bad enough, right? Then he asked him to perform with the show that night at the River Park Ballroom in Cheshire. So, guess what? Pete Best did not show up. And that was the end of him. That's pretty crappy. I think that's a pretty crappy.
So they kicked him out first.
They kicked him out,
But then they said, "Hey, want to do a gig anyways?"
but do the gig tonight. Yeah. They couldn't have waited.
Waited.
Yeah. Poor guy. Let's see. 1964. This again has to do with the Beatles. In Glasgow, Scotland, the Glasgow Council announced that all boys and men with Beatles-styled haircuts would have to wear bathing caps while swimming after a committee was told that hair from Beatles cuts was clogging up the public pool filters.
Hold on a minute. This Trump crap has been around a long time because that's something Trump would come up with. This is, man.
Yeah.
This
If you got a
world's
Beatles
so
haircut, you
screwed
gotta
up.
wear a cap because you're plugging up all the filters out there,
I can't believe we have pools still because look at the hair we've had since the Beatles.
right?
All those
Right.
women that dye their hair and it all falls out every week.
Crazy. Now, also, this week in 1969 was the famous Woodstock Festival held on Max Yasgur's 600-acre farm in Bethel outside New York. I have a ticket. Can we see the ticket? I have a 3-day ticket. Can we see it? Can we see it?
There it
Look
is.
at that. Can we read that? It's a 3-day ticket.
What year was this?
1969.
Oh, you didn't
Of
go?
course, this isn't a real ticket. It's a replica. Cost $24 for the 3 days. Not a bad deal.
Mark's scalping old Woodstock tickets.
I'm scalping
He's
old
printing
tickets.
them.
If anybody wants
You
an
got to
old...
do what you got to do.
Let's see here. They expected 60,000 people to attend the festival. They ended up selling 186,000 tickets, and over 400,000 people showed up. So it ended up becoming a free concert. An estimated 250,000 people were turned away or never even made it to the site. During the 3 days, it was reported 1 case of pneumonia, 3 deaths, 2 births, 4 miscarriages. There was a minimum 2-hour wait in line to make a phone call. 3 tracheotomies were performed. 450 cows were unfenced and were roaming around with the campers. That ought to be fun.
Burgers.
Yeah, because they did run out of food because they dropped 1,300 pounds of canned food, sandwiches, and fruit by emergency helicopters. And
I
by
hope
the
they
last
dropped
day,
the can opener.
What can opener? Yeah, really.
God.
It was estimated 350,000 people had left before Jimi Hendrix even took the stage on the last day.
I could only imagine the chaos. But I heard that I always heard a fact that the same amount of people went in as went out, but 4 people died and 4 people were born. But you've got a 3-2 split there.
I've got 3 deaths, 2 births, 4 miscarriages. I don't know. Who really knows, right? I mean, it was so crazy.
How could they possibly know all the miscarriages?
What I have here is what was reported by the doctors they had on site. I think they had 60 doctors and nurses on site.
Wow.
For the festival, yeah.
Was there any overdoses?
I think there were probably
there's
too
the
many.
there's the 4 miscarriages right there.
It's probably too many to report.
Yeah,
though.
and the deaths.
Sure. I know the brown acid was not good that they were passing around.
Oh, really?
They said it's your trip, man, so take it with caution.
Oh man.
But they suggest you stay away from it. I don't know.
Brown acid? When you said that, frickin' the poop transplant bounced right in my head again.
Oh God. Really? Oh, brother.
That's why it was no good. That's when they started the poop transplants.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Woodstock, they started doing poop transplants.
Yeah, poop acid. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, this week, 1971. The Who released. Can we see this? Can we see it? Who's next? Their 5th studio album. Which
Are you
features-
in the fish tank?
I'm in the fish tank, so it's
It looks like when
bubbling
you
down
held
here.
that up, it looks like the water's
Yeah.
all around you, man.
Well, yeah, it's wet in here,
God.
so my record's getting wet. See,
It's
yeah,
either
see there,
that or it's a brown acid I took before the
yeah,
show.
that's. I took the brown acid. Let's see who's next. Featured classic songs: Baba O'Reilly, Going Mobile, Behind Blue Eyes, Won't Get Fooled Again, as well as many more. It has been viewed as the best Who's record and one of the greatest rock albums of all time. Yeah, I could agree with that. It's a great album. Let's see here. 1977. Let's see if I can get this name right. Henry Padovani. Let's go with that. He was the original guitarist with the Police. Did you guys know the Police used to be a quartet? He was with them for 9 months. Andy Summers, who was originally brought in as a second rhythm guitarist, took over the duties after Henry quit. And then they
That's
turned
why
into the
they
band
have
that
no
we know
lead.
today.
That's why they have no lead guitar in their songs. I tell you what, we won't have lead, but we'll have extra drum fills. How about that?
Well, they got a lot of that.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's curious to see what they would have sounded like had he stayed.
There's a few bands that don't have lead guitar players. U2.
True. Yeah. Yeah. You too. Take that delay pedal away from the edge and see what happens.
That's what it is.
There'll be a
That's all I have
delay.
to say
There'll
about
be a
that.
big delay.
I think he's got a few of them, and he can't play without them. I think I have figured out the Keith
Hold
Richards.
on. Hold on. I got
Wait,
the edge is on the phone.
Oh,
he's
okay,
watching.
Let's talk. Let's see what he has to say.
We should have him.
He's got
We should
it.
have him
Wait,
on
he's
the
on a
phone.
delay.
He's on a delay. There's a delay.
Oh, brother. Okay, this next story I think explains why Keith Richards is still alive. I have solved the mystery. The man should have been dead 100 times. In 1979, the New York Post reported that Anita Pallenberg, Richards' wife, was linked to a witches' coven in South Halem, New York, where Richards owns a house. A policeman claimed he was attacked by a flock of black-hooded caped people, and a local youth claimed he had been invited by Pallenberg to take part in pot-smoking sex orgies. Locals also claimed they found ritualistic steaks and small animals that had been sacrificed near the house. She has somehow put a curse on Mr. Keith Richards, and he's going to be immortal. Figured it out. His wife is a witch. That's the answer to
That's
that.
it. Geez, you know
believe
what's
it?
funny? I read his book, and he never mentioned any of that.
That's because it's supposed to be a secret.
But Mark has
The
cracked the
secret
case.
is out.
Mark
I
has
have
cracked the
code
case.
to immortal life. Okay, 1995. On August 14th, the Foo Fighters made their network television debut on The Late Show with David Letterman when they performed their new single, This Is a Call. And as David Letterman always said when they were on the show, when they're not on The Late Show performing, they're out fighting Foo. And ever since then, the Foo Fighters and David Letterman have become very close friends. And they were on his show many times, and they also played his very last show, and they played his favorite song, Everlong. And they still have a relationship today. Who knew?
There you go.
Let's see. 2009, August 12th, guitarist Les Paul passed away in hospital in White Plains, New York at the age of 94 from pneumonia. Paul is credited with developing one of the first solid body electric guitars, which went on sale in 1952 and contributed to the birth of rock and roll, the famous Les Paul guitar. He also developed other influential recording innovations such as multi-track recording and overdubbing. Yeah, where would we be without Les Paul? Finally. Sorry, this one makes me laugh too much. See if I can get through it. In 2009.
No, it's not that long ago, so it's got to be funny because there was no rock and roll in 2009.
In New Zealand.
Oh, it's someone did something with a
A
goat.
thief took the unusual step of leaving his contact info at the scene of the crime. The man walked into his favorite record store and reserved a copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall at a record shop in Christchurch, New Zealand, leaving his name and phone number. He then decided to rob the till and go home.
Yeah.
They caught up to him, no problem, as he's a regular and well-known customer, and it makes no sense to me.
You're supposed to take the acid listening to it, not buying it.
I don't know.
That's
I have
it.
no idea.
That's
And that's what I got this week
yeah.
in music.
This week in music.
Oh, there we go.
There's never a dull week in music.
So before you're going to rob somebody, make sure you leave your name and number. I wonder if he actually got the record. They never said that, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe.
So
Yeah,
he's got a record now.
it's
but
his
not
favorite
the
record. How he could never listen to that again without the thought of getting caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the people that work there probably can't listen to it either without thinking what an idiot that guy is.
What's the song?
Well, it was the Pink Floyd.
The judge. The song. Is it called
the judge.
The judge.
The trial.
When you get to the trial part. You little shit! You did it now.
Yeah, pretty much.
You left your name. Oh, that's funny.
What a great. Well, everybody knew him apparently too. Like he's there all the time, and I have no idea. I don't get it.
Maybe sometimes you just snap and you just don't think straight.
Maybe he touched the brown acid. I don't know.
Maybe.
No idea.
So really good. Also, good weekend. This week in music. That was good.
Yeah, lots going on this week. Fun.
So what else is going on? What are we going to talk about tonight? There's well, actually, there's a lot to talk about. Where do you want to start?
Are we going to talk? Why don't do you want to talk about your hip initiative, or do you want to wait?
Let's talk about the hip.
Yeah,
we can talk about the hip. I got it. Actually, it's
about
quite
the hip.
It's I should actually pull up a. I don't know if I can pull up a picture here. Maybe I can pull up a picture.
It's not Gord Downey.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I won't.
Yeah, maybe
you
just
know what?
give an overview of.
I could pick up a picture here. I think I can. Let me just see if I can. I don't know if I can or not. Let me see if I can.
You can.
There we go. I'm gonna put this up here. I just don't want to lose connection, so we'll put it right there. We'll put it down here in front of Tim because that will cover our lovely little sign there. So, anyways, yeah. So I guess you could say the show is a big supporter of the Human Initiative program because I started this back in June when I first met a gentleman from Uganda. And a lot of people ask me, how did you get involved in this? Already people are asking me, how did you get involved with the organization? First off, there really is no organization. It's something I started on my own. And
While listening to the hip.
While listening to the hip. That was not intentional. So if they come after me, I'll be ready for them.
That'd be good publicity.
It would be. Maybe they're listening. I
doubt it.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not listening. They're too busy. So So actually, that's in front of Tim's head here. So we're gonna go up here with it. Hold on. Oh Jesus Christ!
Hey.
What have I done?
All right. Yeah.
Look at
That's
this.
a good one. I like that.
Oh my God. Okay, what if I do this? That's the beauty of live shows, folks, with a screen that you can adjust.
Right.
So what happened was, how it all started was I was on Facebook looking, and I must have added Sebastiano because we have a bunch of similar friends throughout the United States, Canada, and around the world that are other humanists. So you just get into that thing where you add people that are friends with others when a friend request comes by, and he's got 6 friends or 10 friends. Oh, I'll add them to my list. So that's how it all started. So I started watching the feed go by, and then one day I saw on his post a video. It was right around June the 12th, and they were scraping out the ponds. And I couldn't believe what they were doing. It was two young kids with a big long board about 10 foot long, and they were holding each end. They were trying to scrape the silt out of the pond. So I sent them a private message saying, "What are you doing? What's going on with the ponds?" And then he told me that they'd just been flooded out in May. And I said, "Well, does the government help you with any relief fund?" And he basically no. And I said, well, have you thought about doing aquaponics? Because you could build the systems above ground, and then when the floods come, your fish is protected, and then you can grow vegetables above ground. And he says, I've been researching it, but we don't have any money to do it. That's my dream. So I said, well, what if I was to get the money and fund it through some campaigns and share knowledge with you, because I've also researched aquaponics. So he said that would be great. Yeah. So he probably couldn't understand what was going on. This guy just messages him and says, "Hey, what if I did this for you and gave you this?" So, anyways, we started talking every day from there on. Kept messaging each other, and then we started doing some WhatsApp. Then the relationship grew. We started doing video chats. So then we started using WhatsApp, and I wasn't really a big WhatsApp fan. I don't know if you guys use WhatsApp at all. WhatsApp. So anyways, it's great for talking to people around the world because it's free calls, free video, and stuff like that. So we do that pretty much every day now for about half an hour at the end of the day. My time, 5 o'clock. His time is midnight. So he has to sacrifice some sleep to do the chat. So that's how it all started. So then I put the campaign together. We did a budget on what we thought the thing would cost. And we got the thing rolling. And one of the things we felt we needed to do was, and I think this is kind of important, I'm not one to ask for stuff. And when you do something, if you call it a charity, you've got to ask. You almost technically got to beg for stuff, right? You know, people that knock on your door, they come around, whatever. They're basically knocking and asking and saying the same thing over and over again. So that's when I realized I got myself into this, and I realized, how am I going to get money off people without saying, we need your money, you got to send your money? And that's when I thought, by using the videos and daily updates and showing a good stream of information and showing exactly what's happening without doing any type of, smoke and mirrors, do exactly and push ourselves to do it, which is what we've done, has been very successful. And not only successful in raising the funds, but I think giving some people a little bit of faith that giving money can still be very beneficial if it's done right. Because I know a lot of people give money to stuff and you just wonder where it goes.
Right.
Like, and I'm not going to slam anybody here, but bigger organizations, obviously, if we wanted to, so this is interesting and this is crazy, because if you wanted to be a charity, I looked into it, you would have to spend anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 on lawyers just to set up a charity. So that you, Mark, let's say you said, "Oh, I'm going to give you $50. Can I get a receipt?" Mm-hmm. So I don't know what kind of tax break you get for that. I guess you can just write that whole $50 off. But what are you getting back on that? Barely anything. Mm-hmm. Charity works for big corporations when they give big money, right? So I thought, okay, well, we can't do that because we're not investing that. We don't have that kind of money. And that would be, people would laugh at us if we started saying, oh, we need $15,000 to start the charity. Mm-hmm. So then I said, we'll just keep going like this. And hopefully if we do it right with the videos every day, people will have faith in us. And if we can show that we're doing the work, I shouldn't say faith, trust, but trust in us, then we'll prove ourselves. So far we've almost completed it. And I know now once we have fish in there swimming and there's plants growing, then it'll be even better. It'll start to go. And I kind of take a page out of my cousin's book, who is right now walking around the UK. Mm-hmm. And when he started, he basically, just his friend list, he started on his friend list and said, hey, guys, I'm going to do this. I'm going to raise money for SAFA, and I'm going to walk around the coast of UK. He thought it would take him about 2 years. He's 2 years plus in now. Actually, 2 years, exactly 2 years. And he's just gone from Wales, not even half of Wales, over to Northern Ireland and up through Scotland. He's just coming out of Scotland. So he's got to go all the way back around. When he started, he had barely any money. I actually sent money over for him to buy his first cell phone to do it, to go and do this trip. He's 2 years in, and he's raised over almost 170,000 pounds. He's been on CNN. He's been on BBC, and he has like 60,000 followers on Facebook. It's just gone viral, and his whole page is 100% positive. All the people that, the posts and everything like that. And what I learned from him was you just got to be patient when you do something like this. And he does every day. So I've learned a lot from him. He's shown me how you just got to stick at it, even through the good days and the bad days. But so far, we've done really well. So what's interesting is yesterday or the day before, I sent some money down to him for this trip he just went on. So basically how it works with the money, this is a good thing to explain. So the money comes in through Facebook. It takes about 8 days to get money from Facebook into the account. PayPal's directly into the account, and e-transfers are directly into the account. And then cash, I just deposit it. So when we get it, we had a wonderful donation from the U.S. just recently for $1,000 U.S.
Nice.
Came in. Yeah, it was fantastic. And the reason we got that donation is the gentleman wrote to me and he says, it's amazing to see every penny going to a good cause and seeing the results right away. So I think if anyone gets involved in watching what's going on, they see everything happen every day. And that was the beauty of the post. So yesterday I sent the money down. So I send the money at night and then he goes to Western Union. Well, what I do is I screenshot the transfer. And on the transfer, there's an MCTN number, which I didn't even realize is on there. So I would send the thing down to him. So yesterday he gets up when I'm in bed and he goes off to Western Union before he gets the bus for an 8-hour bus ride to Kampala. He gets to Western Union and goes up there and he shows them the phone and they go, there's no number. Well, I didn't send him the number, so he couldn't take the money out. So anyways, I guess he messaged me then, but I'm in bed. I'm not looking at my phone. So he ends up getting on the bus and going to Kampala. So he gets there, and then finally I wake up and I go, oh no, I forgot. So I looked at what I sent him, and I'm going, it was late, and I screenshot the actual receipt. I didn't screenshot the transaction. Right. So I said, anyways, he gets to his brother and we start talking. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I was like embarrassed when I got to the Western Union, right? So I said, well, this whole thing was, so I started joking with him. I said, this is the kind of humor that we have. I said, I was just setting you up to see if you trusted me to get on that bus. That I would have the money for you at the other end. So yeah, we've had some good laughs. So yeah, so that was I told him it was a trust game. So yeah, so we got there and he was able to go to Western Union and get the money out. And so one of the things we've added to the project is raising black soldier flies. And what you do is you raise these things in a big screened in, like a dining tent. You could do it in a dining tent if it was well sealed. You keep all the flies in there and you have these buckets and they lay their eggs in the buckets. And you basically then take the larvae before it hatches. You let some hatch so you got more flies. And you keep doing this. And all this larvae becomes fish food or food for chickens. And it'll allow you to have a constant flow of food for really no cost, because a bag of fish food that floats, you want a food that's going to float on the water, is $43 Canadian. So it's, you're going to need quite a few, especially when we do other community setups. So yeah, so we got that set. So he, on the way back from Kampala today, he was stopping halfway. Well, I think it was about halfway. He got off the bus and met somebody and got a whole bag of living fly larvae on the bus to bring back. And he sent me the pictures. So if people want to follow this, you go to the Human Initiative Program's Facebook page, and every day I do an update. And today I put the videos in it as I'm talking on the side, like where Mark is. I got videos of the fish larvae. So before dinner, tonight, Lisa says to me, she goes, "Oh, let me see the video." I go, "Okay." So I put the video on. So it starts off and it shows he shows this tea he made. So I told people that he makes this soy tea. It's like roasted soy nuts, and you make a tea with it. It's kind of, he said it's kind of like a coffee in a sense, because it's like a roasted soy nut. You make a tea. And then I start talking about lava, and all of a sudden there's a video of all these lavas in a bucket squirming around, and Lisa's eating dinner.
Oh, nasty.
Oh, I thought we were having rice. Oh, so but I got to admit, like I was freaked out at first too. I thought, God, imagine. But then I thought, get your head out of this stupid, culture we live in. Like this is gold dust to these guys. This is like, this is something that they can use, and they don't care. Like they're not. I don't even know what the word. They're not adjusted like we are here. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I had the idea of what their life was like, but to actually now be a part of it is an incredible process. So but we have our laughs every day. I'm telling you, that was funny. Yeah, the lava. So the black soldier fly. We have them here. We see them here. But he will probably be the second person in Uganda maybe doing this type of farming. They do it in India for chickens.
Right.
So so we've gone from the first aquaponic pond since June to now harvesting the larvae. And then from there, once we get the system running, we will then go into doing the small setups for homes and that.
Right.
And the other thing that we're going to do is do some fundraising, because one thing they can grow there that they really like are oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms are the popular ones, so they grow them in bags. So, again, we put some of that in a video. So we're going to do some fundraising so he can get the women growing the mushrooms, because that's kind of like a delicacy. They make a soup and fry them up. So, I mean, you don't even think about it. You go to the store here and buy all this stuff. And they've got to actually, if they want the mushrooms, they got to buy the packs and grow them. Yeah. Like it is, it gives you a kick in the ass. I tell you, it just, and building the stuff. So I started building the one in my garage. Well, I can go and buy everything. It's like so local. And the only thing I couldn't get was 1-inch drain pipe at Home Depot because it sold out due to the products not coming in. And I started getting frustrated because I couldn't find the 1-inch pipe, but I could find everything else. It was amazing. Oh, lights going out. Gotta pay the bill.
Lights out.
Lights out. So so that's it. But it's a great thing to follow, and I'm feeling very confident talking to the people that watch the videos every day and are following now. It's growing, so I think it's great that we can be people can be a part of it and help out. So that's a lot of fun. But we definitely had some laughs. And then the other thing that's come out of this, so I'm now meeting other people there too. So, and I've certainly made a commitment to this project. I'm definitely not going to venture off because it's not fair to myself or Sebastiano, because him and I are doing this together. We're like partners on this. But there's a music studio in his community, in his area. Renwaze Records. They call it Renwaze Avenue. And Renwaze is the mountain strip that runs between the Congo and Uganda. And they have this record studio, I guess, or record company, call it whatever. And so they produce music there. So I've been talking to the guy who runs the studio, and I think it costs about $20 Canadian for someone to go in there and record a song. $20 they record a song, and their music is good. And it's kind of a cross between a reggae Caribbean Caribbean pop. It's got that it's African influences, but it's very, very good music. So I've been talking to him about the possibility of doing a recording that we can use for the Human Initiative programs, like videos. So right now I'm using licensed music off of Soundstripe. But the idea is if we could use the people from the community, use their music in the videos, and then put together a book of photographs and include a CD with it, that people, if they donate X amount of dollars, they get a book with the CD in it. So they get the music. And then it gives those people hope, knowing that their music is getting outside the border, it's getting heard, and it gives them something to work with. And instead of using music that they've already recorded, we would give them the money to record a new album of songs. So they can decide who's going to do it. And then the music would be instrumental and vocal. So the instrumental I could use. So each month I can change up the song and say the music of this video is by so-and-so from wherever. So that's kind of the plan. So we can, and even maybe get it up on, get it out there for them and let people hear it. But it's and I thought the fact that not many people will be going away this winter, we can bring the warm weather to them through the music. So yeah, so it's kind of a little side venture, but it will be beneficial. So I can be helping the people record some music and give them something to work for, because it's not just about. I think what people have to understand is this project is not about giving money to somebody so they can buy food. And people always say that the homeless people don't need, a cup of coffee. They need more than that. They need their next cup of coffee and their next cup of coffee. That's the kind of thing. And I don't have the power to do that, but this I didn't even set out to do this. It's just something that happened, and I felt I have to do this because it's looking me right in. I mean, if I was a religious person, it would definitely be a calling from God. I'd be all over it. Like, no, but I can see how someone could, right? But I just met this person and I said, this is something I have to do. I can't turn this down. I have to do this because it's something I would want to do. So, but the music thing would tie in well, and it would give these guys something to do. Brings their community closer together, and then we're gonna do some other stuff. But we got some fundraising stuff coming up. We're going to be giving away a basket. So I'm not sure how we're going to approach that yet. Lisa's made a beautiful basket to raffle off. So we'll do some stuff. So. Yeah,
Sounds
so that's
good.
it.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is in
great.
a nutshell.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes crazy.
That deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
And if people did want to donate, where's the best place for them to?
The best place, if they go to the website, markhenryrobinson.com, which is our website, I have a page set aside. It's HIP, H-I-P. You click that on, and they can hit all the different, there's PayPal, e-transfer. And if you're on Facebook, go there. And I have a fundraising campaign on my personal page. So, and that's one thing we've got to address now. On Facebook, we've raised the $2,900, and we're kind of doing this as an open book project because we don't have a board, we don't have all these people sitting around wondering what to do. And I think what we need to do is keep the funds coming. So I need to kind of evaluate how I do the fundraising on Facebook. So I might just do more of give more a description of what the program is, so your money goes to all these things. But so that's it. So send your cash, and I want people to know that I am. So all the stuff I shoot, if I shoot videos or I do photographs, or if I do a project with Mark, he does the audio, I do the video. He gets his money, but my money I am donating to the cause. So if someone wants a photo shoot for $200-300, I'm giving the $200 or $300 to the. I'm donating it. So I'm giving money, and I'm picking up some tabs. Like I bought everyone dinner down there, and that kind of stuff. So I'm in fully in 100%. But if anyone gives any money, it goes directly to the project, guaranteed 100%. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
Cheers. So I was listening to Joe Rogan today, and he had Rob Lowe on his show.
Sorry, Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe.
Okay.
And I was walking the dog, and I thought Rob Lowe was on before, but I don't think he was. And then I was thinking, oh, the other guy. I always get Rob Lowe mixed up with somebody. And don't say his name, but I thought, oh, the guy, and he was on his show, I believe, from the Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Now, I'm walking the dog, and I can't think of this guy's name to save my life. And I'm listening to the show, and I'm thinking, who's the other guy that's like Rob Lowe? So I thought, okay, obviously his name's not Rob because it's somebody else. So I started going through the alphabet in my head. Hey, what's an A name? Could be him. I went through everyone, but I never clicked in that his name could be the first name could be the same. And it wasn't until I got home later on I finally figured it out. But what was really funny was
Oh
I was
my God.
walking the dogs, and I have the three, and sometimes they all kind of they have a system when you walk the dogs the same path at the same time. They all have a system when they take their crap. Well,
We're back to this.
sometimes they all go at the same time, so you get like a triple header. Like you get a triple header, that's great because you only need one. You only need one bag. You only need one bag for a triple header. You don't have to stop 3 times. You walks faster. It's just incredible stuff. So, but while they're taking their craps, a car pulls up right beside the lawn. The guy gets out of the car, comes around the side, opens the door, and grabs his skip the dishes bag out of the car. And meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out who the hell Robert Downey Jr. is. The dogs are all crapping, and Skip the Dishes shows up, and I'm thinking, this is so crazy. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my
The stuff
God.
that goes through my head, and you know what I noticed today. So I was thinking of, we were talking about getting guests on the show. This is going deep into what goes on in my head. So I was thinking maybe we should go back to the beginning because we had remember we had JF on the show and it was really funny and it was like our beginning shows and I thought maybe we'll get JF back on the show. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, so then I started in my head having an interview with him, and I'm talking to him in my head, and he is answering, and I've got him answering to what I think he would say in my head. And the best part is, I was laughing to what he said.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? But then I thought maybe that's what people that write, like if you write jokes for people and you're doing Saturday Night Live, and I think they were talking about, I was listening to something about Saturday Night, how people write on Saturday Night Live, and I think you would do that as a writer for something like that. You would kind of have to bounce it back and forth. So yeah, maybe I should have done that as a job. But it was funny. I was like, and then I realized like, oh my God, I'm laughing at JF, and he's in my head.
Or maybe you need a vacation.
Maybe I've had a lot.
Stop with the mushrooms.
Yeah, no, I haven't started with the mushrooms.
Mushrooms are getting to you.
No, oyster mushrooms, guy. Oyster mushrooms. We're talking about oyster mushrooms. Christ, this show's live.
Sure
Oyster
we
mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms.
A little help, please.
Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, maybe I need mushrooms. They're supposed to be really good for that kind of thing. Actually, all mushrooms I think are good. Lion's mane are good for your. I guess start taking my lion's mane mushrooms. But yeah, so that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, I'm losing it. I am losing my. I've had so much going on lately. Stuff. I put down my watch and I can't find it. It's been 4 or 5 days. And
Did you look on your wrist?
No, it's not there. But listen to this. So
Yeah, I dig that, man.
So the wristband was too long. So I thought I'll cut the wristband back.
Oh no!
Right? So it's just a rubber wristband, but it was a really nice watch. I cut it, but I cut it only one hole past the hole that clips in. Think about this. You ever tried to do a watch up that doesn't have anything to grab onto? It's really hard to do up. You have to actually put the watch on your wrist, turn your wrist over, put it on the table, and then with one hand try to lock it all together. So I must have just, for some reason, I put the watch down and then I said, you know what? I'm going to go on Amazon and I'm going to order one. So that I got a nice shiny orange band for it,
You can't find the watch to go with it.
Well, I haven't put it on yet. So then I thought, oh, where's the watch? No, I can't find the watch, and I haven't taken the band off.
Oh boy, this is turning into a gong show.
The beauties of being 56 years old. I think my mind's going. My wife's gonna have to pay extra attention to me, I think.
Oh boy.
Don't you guys forget stuff yet?
Oh hell yeah!
Every day.
Every day. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I forgot to say I love you. No, I don't forget that. I don't forget that, honey. I don't forget that. You know I don't. I figured out how to. You don't forget that. You just set your timer in your phone. You just every day you wake up and then a little thing, 8 o'clock. Tell your wife
Love
you love her. Yeah. Oh, I love you. Put it on silent though. Put it on silent. Don't put it out. Why does that thing go off every day at 8 o'clock? Lisa says Lisa's watching. Oh, how
good
nice.
thing.
Oh, nice. Let's see what she has to say. You would lose your head if it wasn't attached.
You're headed.
You're headed. What are we talking about, honey?
You lose your headed. Head.
What the hell is that all about?
Don't say anything, Mark.
I'm
You're
just
gonna get
gonna
in trouble.
leave that there. You would lose your head.
Head.
Thank you for the input there. That's good. That's right.
Oh, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's my life. Get rid of the little. Oh,
This is your life,
this is my life tonight.
brother.
I'm the guest tonight. Yeah.
Mark and what's going on in his mind.
We should have we should do a raffle. You get to win to come on the show. Who in the comments? I don't think
What
you're
a
really.
prize.
I don't
Are you
think.
serious?
Well,
I don't think we're gonna get too
Maybe
many
it's the
entries
other
with
way
that one.
around. We pay people to come on the show.
Well, that you might get.
I
something.
will pay you $50 to come on the show, and the money has to go to HIP.
Okay.
Not.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Yeah, every week. Could you imagine? You guys would put me in the doghouse. Oh, you'll come on?
Lisa will be on anytime.
She's our next guest.
Oh, Nikki wants to be a guest. Oh, Nikki. Now we talked.
Yes. Okay.
We talked about doing the dating game, but can we do that anymore? Are you still available for that type of show?
That type of show.
I tell you, Nikki, you got to come on the show. It'd be crazy, but we'd have to
Dating
put
game.
a filter on you. We'd have to beep it. We'd have to beep out. Yeah.
Beep out what? What are you talking about?
Okay. No, that
Or-
she cusses. I'll get her going and she'll cuss.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not wrong with that. Okay, Nikki. We can't have two women on. Okay, Nikki. Yeah, what? Is that you? What? Are we do the dating show? We'd have to plan to do the dating show, and I got to get contestants. Do you really?
Here it is.
Yeah. You're a potty mouth. So, Nikki. So we can have Nikki on the show next week. Nikki, do you want to be on the show next Tuesday night? What are we going to talk?
Let's do it.
What are we going to talk about,
Well,
Nikki?
Let's set up our dating game for next week.
And then we'll follow up after that with Lisa. Lisa can come on the show.
And that might be the last show, right?
No. Lisa beats me up on there because we do our podcast, and she straightens me out.
Well, that could be a show in itself.
So we'll set up. So yeah. So yeah. It's and music and we will be playing a video for our music. We'll be featuring a video of somebody that will do that. We have lots of musical guests. Kelly
Sounds
and I
good.
will do it. Well, you better talk to Kelly, Lisa, because I don't know if Kelly wants to do it. You can't see. This is it. You can't just pick for people. That's bullying. You can't bully. Like. Nikki, so Nikki says, what are we going to talk about? What do you think we're talking about now? Everything, Nikki. We'll go right back to the beginning. When we met, we got to be careful what we talk about. We'll talk about when we met back in public school.
Well, if she wants to do a dating game type show, she needs to write up her bio. We could start with that.
You gotta work, Nikki. Gotta do a bio.
You could do a bio, and she could talk about.
I'll do her bio up.
What? Okay, you do a bio. That'd be fun.
That's hilarious. No,
This could be interesting.
I think Nikki's dating somebody. So we can't just you can't take people that are in relationships and stick them on the dating show. Mark, slow down.
can,
Slow
but
down.
it just
Slow
might
down.
go over.
No. We could. Why does it always have to be dating? Can't it be something else where you just go play a game of tennis?
Well, then why don't we
Bio.
start it then? It's okay.
Bio.
Well, okay. Nikki, what does she like to do?
Nikki's
What's her
bio.
favorite thing to do?
Nikki's bio. Yeah, Mark can do my bio. Nikki's bio is biohazard. And no, I'm not. Oh, so we could do the dating game. Well, we're gonna come up. No, I know what we're gonna do.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna do the show next week, and then the screen won't. She's single. Oh, so Lisa's here's Lisa. Lisa's now talking for Kelly. Now she's talking for Nikki.
She is bullying.
I know what everyone's watching now is going. Poor Mark. Oh my god. So Nikki's
That's why he's so messed up in the
Nikki's
head.
gonna come on the show next week, and I can guarantee you, after the show, the phones are gonna be lit up with people that want to come on the
And play
dating show.
tennis. Oh.
The dating show.
Okay.
So play tennis. You can't. I don't think you can play tennis now. You couldn't go and play tennis with a stranger, can you?
I have no idea.
Like, can you-
I know
I
there's
know it's
people at the
distance,
tennis court
but-
up the street all the time, but I don't know
Oh.
if they're strangers or not.
Yeah, but yeah, this is good. We're 6 feet apart, and we can do the dating game. But we got to have a prize for them. But send them on the
Well, the
date.
prize is they go on a date.
Well,
right?
we'll see how next week goes, and we'll see and then we'll see if we
But it
can.
will.
And where are
here's
we
the-
finding the contestants from?
Craigslist.
All right, let's get
Oh,
working on the ad.
I'll put an ad
That's
up.
perfect. Well, I guess we'll figure that out after. Where can you go on a date now, though? I guess places are open.
Yep.
I guess you can tactically go out and have dinner or go to a movie and sit
We're gonna-
6
we're-
feet apart. I don't know.
We'll do it somewhere, and it have to be definitely skip the dishes to a park. Drive through. We'll get a sponsor.
Okay. What we can do is we can have a camera crew follow them on their first date too, and we could do a whole love connection thing on a future show here.
Now, when they
Now we're talking.
Now the thing is, when they do it though, you can't see the people on the screen though. Remember, because that's how the whole idea, right? You
What
have
do you mean when they do it.
well when you do the dating game. No, remember they had to pick 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, they just talk, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Andy Kaufman.
So,
That's right.
so
He
we
was
blacked-
That was the best.
so
The best kid ever.
we they just come up as we put a number 1, 2, or 3 on the screen. They talk, but they're not on video.
Right.
And then we just have the I don't know what a contestant is, the person who is picking the person, and they pick either 1, 2, or 3 based on. That's right. It's so
Well, we
that
asked them some questions, and
Yeah.
yeah, all feminist questions because that's you got to do that. we gotta, and you gotta have a criminal record check before you come on the show. We don't want any lawsuits. We don't want any
God.
but I
trouble.
like Mark's idea afterwards. After she picks, we follow
Nikki,
them around with a
I
camera.
can guarantee you
like
next-
That's a
that,
whole show in itself,
yeah,
right?
I
exactly.
can guarantee you're not going to want to miss next week's show. Nikki is going to be an incredible guest. Yeah, she already said
already.
no contestants from public school. So if you went to the same public school as us, you can't come on the show
Okay.
because you
so,
probably already dated Nikki if you didn't. Just kidding, Nikki. I didn't. Don't block me. Don't. I never dated Nikki, but I'm taking Nikki. I can't play. I never.
Oh, boy.
She's gonna freaking
Okay.
kill me. Oh my God, we're gonna talk about Greek cooking. We're gonna talk about Greek cooking. Nikki was cooking for her father. Her father's like 92, 93 years old, and he wanted to have the barbecue out in the backyard, so he had to get it all fired up. And she posted pictures on Facebook of him having the barbecue. It was amazing, absolutely phenomenal. What a girl, great kid. But she's hilarious, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Good.
This
Okay.
after this, she'll probably have her own show, and no one's gonna watch our show. Nikki the Greek will be her show.
Nikki the Greek.
Nikki the Greek will be our guest next week.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's good. So what time we got here? Holy Jesus.
10 o'clock.
Time for freaking dessert. Time for a cup of tea, I think. Well, that was fun.
A tea.
That was fun.
All
We
right.
covered all the lights back out again.
Yeah.
Oh, must be the bulb.
Turn the lights out on you.
So next week we have Nikki Iokum. Nikki the Greek will be with us.
Nikki the Greek.
We'll talk.
And nobody
we
from
won't be
school
talking
is
sports though. We won't, and no one from school. Well, they can watch. They just can't. Well, no, we're not doing the dating show next week.
No, that's not next
This
week.
is just
No.
the
Okay.
prelims.
That's like the qualifying
It's
round.
the qualifying round. No, this is just yeah. It's kind of like we're trying to find someone to go in the ring, and we got it. This is the champ, and we're gonna. No, it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, as a comment, I can't keep up with that
boy.
comment. Yeah, no, Nikki is she's an incredible person. It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward.
You
to
know,
it.
they need more women like Nikki out there. Like she's just great. Just laugh. So that'll be good. So that's what next week, folks. So
All right. Well,
we'll do that.
sounds good.
And
Awesome.
what do you guys have planned from now until then? Anything exciting going on?
I have no idea.
Nothing. Work.
You know what? You should,
No, we do have something exciting going on. The band, Lightning Bolt,
Oh,
we're supposed to
oh.
get together on.
Is that happening?
I don't know yet.
Good
but
job.
We're supposed to get
good job you
together on
mentioned it, or
Thursday
you'd
night
have no bass player.
for the first for the first time in months, and get back at her, get things going. Hopefully, so that's exciting if it happens. Should happen.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And we'll probably all have COVID by this time next week.
You can still do that, but you'll be isolated, and you can still do the show.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Doesn't I don't really care if you get it or not. It won't affect the show.
Doesn't affect this show.
Oh
All
my
good.
God, we'll start testing. Maybe that's what you get you win a free COVID test if you come on the
Free
show.
COVID
Actually,
test.
they're
There you
free.
go.
They're free anyways.
They're free anyway.
We'll
Yeah.
pay for your cab ride to get there if you think
Okay,
you have.
yeah.
If
Put you
have
in an Uber and off you go.
Uber, skip the dishes.
Yep.
Skip the leashes. Okay, folks, we're
Awesome.
out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing some great comments with us. And remember, it's hip to give, so go give some money to the Human Initiative Program and help a amazing cause. And go watch Lightning Bolt on YouTube. Go check out the videos. Awesome band.
Yes, do that.
Yeah.
I hear they're great.
All right, guys. See you guys. Thank you.
Big.
Take care, guys.